Good day, traders. This is Rich for some price action. It's now April 20th, 2020. It's 4:10. The market's just closed. And this is a look at the live first, we'll call it 10 minutes of the session today. It's going to be the full length, normal speed. And I'll just discuss what I saw today as I was trading. Markets gap down around 500 or so. Oil was the talk of the town, and it was taking a beating, and it ended up going like negative $34 a barrel or something like that on the contracts. Just an interesting time we're in right now, currently. And how you're supposed to trade is just trade good setups and stick to your methods that you're starting to learn or know. Don't go outside trying to figure out stuff that doesn't exist, or, you can work on new plans, but don't actually trade it with real money. But for me, I'm still learning a bunch of new setups, which includes gap plays and breakouts and pullbacks and all kinds of stuff. So I'm going through, as you can see on the charts here, I'm going one by one. These are the stocks I was watching at the beginning of the day. That CYCC was insane. If you caught that on the long side early on, you pretty much had no pain. There's a couple pullbacks, but other than that, you did pretty well. Of course, then it just fell through the hole in the earth and dropped completely down. So CYCC was pretty insane, no doubt. My famous CODX, of course, my charts were loading like garbage again today. I can't wait to get over to TradeStation. That will be happening soon. So here I am setting an alert for Codex as it gets up to like around the 1480, so I can get ready for a 15 breakout based on last week and everything else. At this point, I'm pretty frustrated with these charts, as you can see. It didn't last long, only lasted a couple minutes of that spinning Thinkorswim logo, but once the data got situated, I was fine, and I moved on with the rest of my day. So I'm checking out things like Boeing. I'm checking out Roku. Roku is just going up like crazy, 28 to 34 in no time. I did take a I don't think I show you this in this video, but I did take a trade on Roku and made a few bucks. Nothing crazy. I only traded 100 shares on that. I'm learning share size and what's my risk level, where do I want to be at based on my stop and things like that. How much do I potentially want to lose per trade? Obviously I want to make as much money as I can per trade, but to lose is one thing. And here's that CYCC. If it loads here, you can see it's already up from 850 to 1122. I think it got up to like $19 or something like that. Something ridiculous, but it halted like 10 times on the way up, of course. So you're sitting in who knows where land. I'm sure people made a ton of money on that. I'm sure people lost a ton of money on that. So here's NVAX, good old NVAX from last week. I missed that trade last week on Friday, unfortunately, but there's more to be had. This was something I was looking at here on the break of the 180, but I just wasn't feeling it. I missed a couple trades later in the day based on some calls that worked out really well, and I could have taken those trades, but the one I wanted, which was the Codex one, which will show up here in a few, is the one I really wanted, and it turns out you'll see what happens in a minute here. As we continue on with the day, I will continue training the rest of the week. I still have a bunch of things to study, plenty more time for that. We're getting into the later part of spring. Hopefully the weather improves. Hopefully everyone had a good weekend. And yes, I am rambling a little bit here. So here's what I'm looking at the Codex here. I raised my shares to about 300. I'm thinking, where you see if I control click here, it sets a limit at 1505, giving me a little wiggle room with a 15 break at 1501. Watch the time and sales though on the right side. This is pretty intense how fast it comes in. It's moving up right now. Watch this as it just drops a little bit and then just skyrockets. And I have no chance, just really no chance of getting into this trade because it just hops over. And I thought I gave it enough room With the 1505, I know it can jump. It is jumping. The spreads are pretty high right now. They're about 3 to 6 cents. But watch how it comes up through here. This is pretty interesting. And it's unfortunate because it was a nice little trade. It didn't continue like it did on, I think, Thursday or Friday, where it just kept going and going. In this case, it just kind of gave you a nice single. Okay, it did not go up this time. Or did it? I don't remember. Maybe I'm a little bit confused. I thought it came flying up and just took off, and I totally missed it. I think what it was I was stalking this thing for so long that I waited and waited, and I was just kind of flabbergasted by how fast it flew through my limit, and I did not get a fill. I don't know if it's a mix of my speed, my computer, my internet, but those are both fast. I'm going to say my broker, Thinkorswim, pretty garbagey. It's done enough for where I need to be learning, but it's just not the quickest platform out there I think most people know that for day trading like this, speed kind of tradings with breakouts and things like that. If you're doing pullbacks all the time and letting the price come to you, it's a fine platform. But if you're looking for speed, you need speed. In the method I'm trading, you need a lot of speed. And you don't want your platform to get in your way. So we'll see here. So it goes pretty quick, and then I move on because then I find another trade, which is my trade of the day. Do I actually leave here? No, I'm looking around. I think I got my finger on the control button as price is coming up. I thought it was on the last 5-minute candle, but I guess it's on this 5-minute candle or even the candle after that. Okay, so here it comes, 90, 91, 92, 90. Just watch the time and sales on the right just kind of fly. You tell me if you got in this trade. So you have to wait for it to break the 15. So it's not breaking. I'm watching level 2. There's a big seller at 15 at the 198 down there. But once it catches, it's like peace. It just takes off and just flies. And I think the first print I actually could physically see when I was watching it was like 1510 or something like that. So here it comes. And it's like 1520. All right. So then it's 1525. And you're like, wait, what? 1530. So I missed this one. There's your trade, 15 to 1543. I think that's as high as it gets. Pretty solid 40 cents there in about a minute. Okay. So we missed that one. Or I missed that one. And I was a little frustrated, but what are you going to do? I didn't take another trade up until this point. It was 9:44 in the morning. So I'm 15 minutes in, and someone mentioned Cake breaking the 20 level after it just failed to break through the 20. And I went small here. I think it's did 200 shares. I was looking for the break of the 20, which is the whole number. Here it comes. I had a high limit there. You can see I saw a print at 20 and I jumped the gun a little early there. I think I just wanted to trade based on Codex. So I pretty much broke my rule there of not waiting for it, but you can see how it comes against me a little bit. I actually see 1989, I believe. And I'm thinking, do I just squash this trade? 1988, 1984. And then it pops up pretty quick. So I'm like, okay, there's definitely momentum here. The squeeze is on. You gotta just ride this one out for at least for the candle below next to it, which was around 1970, was gonna be my stop. And once we got the nice movement here, I'm only riding 200 shares. So once it breaks through, I know I'm going to set a limit. I believe I sell one and a limit up above, which is right there. There you go. I set the limit right there. Got out. I'm riding it. I don't know what I was doing there. I think I was just trying to figure out where to play. So I'm in for one share. So I definitely sold some. But look how it went from 20 to 2041 in no time and got up pretty high. My P&L on this trade was looking pretty good. If I just sold it right there, it would have been like $70 for the day on this particular trade. But then I moved, kind of have a stop now below, which is kind of stupid. I'm not really into that. So I get stopped out and I get like a less of a win where I was kind of looking for the longer squeeze because the markets were really starting to kind of move up. But then Cake just kind of fell off. So this is the trade of the day. And you guys take care, and we'll be back tomorrow. Make sure you subscribe and all that good stuff. Have a good one.